is Bogusz. He's back on. We'll let him take it away.
From Northampton, he began his career after seeing the videos on the internet. Once he joined his first training after White Company's Mercia Cup, he never looked back, joined Man Company. From now, he represented White Company across the Europe, from Poland, Germany to France. Ladies and gentlemen, he represented his country in the recent World Championships in 12 versus 12 and 30 versus 30. He had his professional debut in the sport not so long ago. So, holding professional record, 1 victory, 0 losses, 3 years experience, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing 92 kilograms at age 36. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you, Luke Williams!
Luke doing the first thing he was told not to do by waving his sword around when he went inside.
Exactly. But I'm not going to lie, Piers, I'm very excited for this fight. Honestly,
It's
the first fight of the night. And I'm a friend of Luke. A friend of Luke.
You're
and,
afraid of Luke?
A friend of Luke. Yeah, sorry. We're just, dear audience, we're trying to get all the cringe out early.
Yes.
You know, just so later on it flows a little bit better. Bogusz, take it away.
And now, his opponent, father of 2, began his training in 2 years ago. Competed across multiple countries, collecting medals from 5 versus 5 division. However, now it's time to challenge himself. 1 versus 1. There is no hiding behind his teammates. There's nowhere to hide but he's in front of his opponent. Ladies and gentlemen, holding his professional debut with 2 years experience, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing 97 kilograms at the age of 36. Please welcome Jake Bennett!
I wonder what the BMI says, you know?
Not
when you
good.
Think about it. Not good.
It's long-term comorbidities.
I'm also a friend of Jake, and again, I'm excited about this fight. It's going to be so awesome. But dear viewers, just to let you know how the event is going down. So we've got 4 fights on the card, and then we're going to have an intermission between 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're going to the main card. And at the end of the show, we're going to be finishing up with a 5v5. Which I'm very, very excited about.
It's going to be carnage, and it's going to be magnificent.
Absolutely. But just quickly about Luke and Jake. Yes, so there is quite a bit of a difference, I would say, between these two, because obviously Luke has plenty of experience, and Jake here, he's relatively new. But yeah, they're starting off nicely with some good fencing.
I'd argue Luke is far better in the grapple than he is at the fencing, so I think he's probably going to want to close range as fast as he can. Start smashing around. Toy with him for the first round, perhaps.
But this is good pace for these two. Obviously, they're used to more things like 5v5 and pro fighting. Obviously, it's a very demanding, side of the sport. How do you find pro fighting, Piers?
I doing my absolute best to suppress the urge to scream "hit him" at the top of my lungs.
Yeah. Guys are, eyeing each other up. There isn't that much grappling happening
Not yet, no.
Obviously, grappling is the famous White Company style. I know Luke was trying to get there.
Can you blame him?
Yeah. You could say that's a lazy fighting, to push someone into the list and then smother them. Right. Oh, here we go.
So
here
the grapple.
We go.
This is exhausting, folks. If you've never fought someone in armour, extra 30 kilos, the mechanics don't work the way you'd like them to work. Some places you slip and you slide because there's large plates on large plates. Other places you get caught because the leaves are hanging out. It can be absolutely awful.
Yes. So just to remind you, the viewers, Luke is in the white and black tabard, the famous White Company tabard, and he's gone over the initiation to earn his stripes, and Jake, he's in the plain tabard. So as you saw there, he initiated the grapple, but then got turned over by Luke. Obviously, Luke showing his experience there. But they're back to fencing, which is interesting. Oh,
come on, lads. Now,
really good.
The way these
jab.
are scored as well is these flittering little like flirtations of a strike. They simply won't count. They need to hit them and hard. Like if we can't hear the strike properly through the audio, ladies and gentlemen, they are not scoring any points for this. So the first round is them squaring each other up. I imagine the second round they'll be digging a bit deeper.
That's right. Yes.
Whilst we're doing this in the background, though, folks, we're seeing you in the chat. Thank you very much for joining us today. Genuinely, we really appreciate it. This type of thing is the only reason we can do this type of thing is because of people like yourself logging in or joining us in person. Whereabouts are we all from? Just put something in the chat about where you've dragged yourselves in from. It'll be lovely to see.
And just wanted to give a shout out as well to our event sponsor, Zico Europe. Would you like to know, Piers, what they do?
Surprise me, Damien. Take me through what Zico Europe do.
So they're into energy and reactors, which is industrial reactors. So
they're in the right place for the modern world, aren't they? They're
That's
about
right.
to be very, very busy.
But the company has kindly sponsored our events financially, and we're really grateful for this. That's Zico Europe, and
Well, no, thank you very much, and thank you, folks, for putting in for your chat. We've got a good collection here: Derby, Lichfield, Essex, Northampton, Wallerton, Mansfield, and then a watch party for Nottingham students. Good fucking folks. Ireland, I know one of the many things about this sport which I absolutely love is how fast and how far we travel. So I have heard brilliant stories coming back from the tournaments in Ireland, like the castle there where they have them, and they have the brilliant reception they receive there. So it's really good to see you folks signing in as well. So thank you very much. And I know there's a lot of people in this country looking forward to going back to Ireland again in the coming the current tournament year. And to come fight with you all again. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for your hospitality, folks. It's greatly appreciated whenever we're abroad.
Piers, tell me, what do you think about the fight that's happening in front of us so far?
I think they're both being gentle with each other to square away to see what's happening with the first round. I'd suggest Jake's got a longer reach with his fencing than Luke has, but Luke's got a much stronger grapple, so I think they need to stop. To be blunt, pussyfooting about and get on with
it. That's true. Although I'm not going to lie, I would be also a little bit more cautious because they haven't got that much experience, and it's very easy to burn out in these fights. You know, especially when you're just fencing away. It's not like the 5v5. There's constant action happening, so you can't just
Again, resisting the urge to scream at the top of my lungs, hit him. Right, a special shout out to Aiden. Welcome to your first fight night. I hope you have a wonderful time, mate, and I hope to see you again soon. The next fight, someone else has been asking, when we're going to do another evening like this, there are already a series of evenings planned in, and we'll have that at the end of a live stream of exactly when the ticket releases are going to be. I think Dan and Jenny have done a huge amount of work in organising this. Didn't expect it to be quite as popular as fast as it was, and in days it sold out tickets that they didn't expect to. So when that link goes up, absolutely get on it.
Absolutely.
And don't mess about. Right.
I'm not gonna lie.
Solid grappling. This is more like
good. It. Yeah.
Right. So Jake wants to get in a really dominant position there, arm over, and Luke, to be fair, wants to get out of the way, and Jake in the back corner wants to not get poked in the eye with a sword.
A takedown attempt by Jake.
I need to commit to it.
Yeah, it needs to commit to it.
The thing is,
especially with Haryogoshi, that's one of them that you have to really put your hips in.
Yeah, and this is it. Where they're equally weighted, equally matched in size and scale. When you're much larger or much smaller, there are greater opportunities available to you. But actually, when you're equally squared away.
Saying that though, the Jake is standing 5 kg heavier than Luke, so you can tell that he may want to grapple more. There he is, and he is trying to initiate the grapple, so you can see that the fatigue is slowly settling in. You can see the fights, the strikes are being a bit bit slower. But that was good show. Absolutely, I'm loving what I'm seeing. You know.
I'll tell you what. I know we've got a great many fights on this evening. say, I know we've got a great many fights on this evening, but I'm looking forward to the heavyweights. Because those lads, with their experience, and with the power, and with their absolute throws and strikes and grappling, it is going to be a really good bloody watch. But this is a good way to start. Both of them getting little pep talks in the corner at the moment. Both of them seem to be hit them and move, hit them and move.
No, they can hear. Yeah, they can hear that. Like the audience on the live stream. I feel like we stay quiet when we go with the song. Yeah, he can. Yeah, join. I don't know about you, Piers.
I want to see.
I'm really excited. You know,
I want to see.
just
I want to
starting.
see less. I want to see less polite fencing and tippy tapping from a distance, and I want to see them try to bury each other.
Yeah,
That's what I
right.
want to see.
That's right. Let's see some ground fighting, and
Cool.
yeah. Oh, you can see Jake.
There we
is
go.
going
This is
for
better.
it. This is
Close
it.
the
This is
distance.
it. You can tell that Jake wants to close in and
him.
start grappling, and there it is.
There we go. Throwing the knees in. Good lad.
That's it. That's right.
Now, Jake needs to make sure he doesn't get too overconfident here. Luke is his senior, and if he throws himself in too far, I think he's going to find himself on the floor without realising what's happening next.
But you can tell that Luke is trying to keep his distance. He does not want to grapple.
Which is daft, because I think my understanding, at least, I could well be wrong, is that Luke's a stronger grappler than Jake is.
True. However, like we said, Jake is heavier.
Yeah.
So it is possible. Now, obviously, helmets at this point are starting to will start to make a little bit of a difference.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jake's got this. What type of helmet is this? Sorry.
Jake's is a the Grand Bassinet.
That's right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
yeah.
I can imagine
the vision,
this is very difficult to.
It'll be
work with.
warm in there now.
Yeah.
And the only thing you'll be able to smell is whatever he ate for breakfast.
We've got 1 minute left. Now Luke is looking
right.
quite.
This is better. This is
is
it. Right. So this is what I was discussing earlier. It seems like a great idea for Jake to get in there, but actually, if Luke's got a better grapple, I think he might have his feet here.
That's right. Yes, and he did turn him around, and he's
and
trying
if he can
to
lock his weapons up, he can land those strikes in, get those extra points. But again, it can't be tippy tappy. It needs to actually hit him.
Now, I wonder. As for there he is. There was a takedown
Close.
attempt, but obviously not hard enough. You need to be putting 110%.
Yeah, there we go. That's more like it. Yes.
That's it. Yeah, that was good. Yes.
Yep. Proper strikes that properly bite. I don't know if they've got a long day, but
absolutely, yeah. But you can tell these fighters are
to echo Barney
tired
here in the court. You can be tired
digging
later.
deep,
Finish it now.
digging deep for the last few seconds of this fight. And it's over. Okay. That was excellent. Obviously, these two fighters are teammates. So there was a very sincere hug at the end. I really like that. It's great. But yeah, both fighters. That was really good. I'm not gonna lie. This was a lot more fancy than I was expecting.
Yeah, you and me both, to be fair.
Yeah.
No.
There's some whimsical skedaddling. You know?
Who do you think held the fight, though, Damien? Like round 3, we're about to hear from Bogosh.
I'm not gonna lie.
We're going to put bets on.
I feel like Luke looked a bit more lighter on his feet and was landing more strikes. However, not to take away from Jake, this was a great performance. I was expecting him to pin him to the list and just try and smash or get a takedown. And there were some takedown attempts, but just, there wasn't quite enough grip.
There wasn't the commitment to it, was there?
No. Yeah. With these takedowns, you see, with the full armor, you have to commit 110% into the takedown attempt.
Because otherwise you don't go down.
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, exactly, but because it's just the armor and everything, it just adds weight. You're quite slippery as well, especially when you put some WD-40 on there. We'll let Bogusz take away the scoring, and we'll be right back.
This might take a while. I don't know about you, but to me they look very, very close. So please, be with us. Be patient. Thank you.
Okay, right. So
so they're struggling to tally up and score.
They're tallying up the score.
Means is they've got a couple of refs underneath them who are currently discussing where the scores land because they'll be so bloody close. They want to be right.
And just to remind everybody about the scoring, so every strike gives you a score. It works a little bit like boxing, wouldn't you say?
Yes. Yeah.
And takedown attempts, they also give you points. And here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, the judges came to the conclusion of the decision. And your winner, out of blue corner, Jake!
Wow, so Jake has managed to take the win on that one.
Good lad.
What do you think?
Well, a good start.
Good start.
If you're going to a buffet, you don't go for your favourite course first. So that was a good starter.
Right. Not gonna lie, I was not expecting it, but
I was expecting. I wasn't expecting the fencing either.
I'm very proud.
But a local lad, literally a stone's throw from here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Bennett, what an amazing performance! Being your professional debut against somebody who already fought, somebody who's got so much more experience, somebody who fights very similarly to you. How does it feel?
Wonderful. Honestly, I didn't expect it. Coming in, I thought he'd get in close and brawl me between sword strikes, so I managed to keep him out of range. Didn't get tied up, and I'm absolutely knackered.
I bet you. Just talk to me for a second.
An honest review.
To me, it looked like Luke kind of had a plan to stay outside of the pocket, try to keep striking you. To me, were you surprised he didn't want to close in? He didn't want to apply his wrestling?
Close in, because he's a better fist fighter brawler than me. So I thought I'd try to get in the sword strikes and get grapples and knees. But he didn't seem to stay there when he got me. So I thought that he got me. He didn't stay there as much as I did. Get out.
To me, well deserved, well fought. Give it up, Jake Bennett.
Phenomenal first opening fight. That was really, really good. Are you having fun?
Of course. I mean, I'm sat here with you watching violence. What more can a man want, really? Now, I mean, the next fight is Chris Burton versus Matt Monroe Dodds. There is a significant age gap in this.
100%, and there is also a big weight gap as well. So basically, we've got Chris at 85 kg versus Matt, who's at 69. I would say that's a significant difference, wouldn't you say?
In age, in standard,
if the fight keeps the standard, it's going to be a treat.